that's great. This game is a very important game. It's an out-of-conference game against a top 20 team that has an All-American, a true All-American, who leads the way in for dead. And they're very well coached. BYU has always had a great basketball program ever since I was a player. And I was playing at Weber State over 30 years ago now, and they were really good. They've always been good. This year's one of their best teams. And like I said after our last game, I have great respect for Dave Rose and everything he's gone through. Like I said, I just talked to him the other day. He does a heck of a job, so it's a big challenge for us.
Could you describe BYU's personnel?
Well, Fredette, number one, is great. I mean, not good, he's great. He really has the uncanny ability to put the ball in the basket. He's a point, so he handles the ball a lot. He really has a lot of the ability to create space for himself with quick spins. He goes right up for a shot with, seemingly you think you're in his face, and he has a really high arcing shot. His shot really has a lot of loft on it. Really is soft. He's strong. He has great range. I mean, he literally has 26, 27-foot range. He missed a shot at the end of the first half against Arizona that was about a 34-footer and looked really good. Almost went in. Jump shot. I mean, this kid's a heck of a player. But, and then Jackson Emery, his backcourt mates, very talented. They've been together in backcourt now for years. And very experienced, smart player. They have 7 guys. They average 83 points a game. 7 guys averaging between, after Jimmer, we had 6 guys averaging between 11.4 and 6.3. And so they have a lot of balance, a lot of different weapons, and guys who can score. Guys coming off the bench. Davies inside's a good big kid. He scores around the basket. They're a matchup nightmare, and they're going to be. They're very good at transition. They push the ball, they spread the floor, they run real well. So it's going to be a real challenge for us defensively. And offensively, they'll play both man and zone. And they've got size, they've got good length.
You mentioned the other night about their older players, 22, 23-year-old married guys.
That's just typical generalization of BYU. And when I think about, we were in the NCAA tournament with them, both down in Anaheim and also in Philadelphia. And I think we were supposed to play them. If they had beat A&M, we were going to play them in the second round in 2008. So I remember looking at their team a little bit back then. But if you go over the years and you just look, in general, BYU football, BYU basketball, they always have a few return missionaries. Typically, they come back and older guys, and that's an advantage. I mean, it's all, the same thing is true of Utah. They had some very good return missionaries that played there, and have had that over the years. But obviously, especially at BYU, and I can't tell you who's come back from a mission and who hasn't off their team right now. I just know historically that's been a great advantage.
Is it even more pronounced considering you don't even have a senior this year?
Yeah, I haven't even looked at their media guide. I just watched film on them. I mean, I don't know. I know that they actually have, like, Fredette did not go on a mission, so he's a normal age kid. I'm not sure about Jackson. Collinsworth, the one who starts number 11, I think he's right out of high school. They typically, though, over the years, if you go back and look at their squads, I remember some years when they have guys that are married with kids. I mean, it's just and it is an advantage when you're, I always, think about, when I was at Pitt, I had some older guys, and we had guys that, sat out for a year or whatever, and it's always an advantage when you have players who are 23, 24 years old. It just is.
What's it going to be like to play in the Winter Classic without John?
Yeah, that's really going to be, difficult. As I thought about that, he's there every year, the day before. Had been coach who was always there for all the press conferences, and it was always fun to sit up there with him. We always have done a thing. They've changed a little this year now. Now they're going to take a couple players from each of the 4 teams who are participating, put on a little clinic for some, mentally challenged adults, which was always fun for our team, a little 40-minute, 50-minute clinic, and he would always be there and talk to everyone afterwards, and he was always so gracious and so loving. There was, a lot of the money goes to charity from this event, and that was his wishes. And so yeah, it's going to be definitely different. It was all special to be there with Coach.
And do you, as the current UCLA coach, do you feel obligated to sort of carry the flag that Coach Wooden put up?
Yeah, I mean, all of us do. I don't think just the basketball coach. I mean, everyone here has such great pride, and I think really, really gets how lucky they are to be at the same university that he has meant so much to. Not only as the coach, but as a person, and just what he stood for. I mean, obviously all the championships and everything that were accomplished under his tenure here are really special, but equally impressive is just all the philosophy of life that he's given to others throughout his life.
Coach, this is the first time in quite a while that you haven't had a foreign-born player, or at least a foreign-born player in the rotation. Can you talk about how that changed this year for you, and what it's like not to have a Nicola or a Luke or anyone like that?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that till you brought it up, but I guess that's true. Because in our second year here is when Alfred and Luke, or actually third year, they came aboard in year 3. So my first 2 years we didn't have a foreign player, I don't think. It was year 3. But yeah, I mean, I especially like the kids from Cameroon because just their toughness and their strength, and their point of reference when you come sometimes from a foreign country gives you a different perspective than you get growing up in this country, which oftentimes I think is, helps kids mature a lot quicker. I mean, they like Alfred so much appreciated the opportunity to get an education. It's incredible. I mean, he graduated 3 years. I mean, he was really incredible. Luke still has, because he left a year early, he still has 6 classes, but only 6 classes to graduate. I mean, he's real close, and he will get that done. And then Nicola graduated, so all of them got their education, and Luke will finish his up, which I think something they all appreciate.
Did you go out and seek them?
In all 3 of them, we did. We didn't go to Africa and watch Luke and Albert because they were here in the United States playing at, prep school in their case. And but yeah, it worked out really well.
It seems like basketball overseas is kind of blowing up a little bit, and a lot of guys are staying there. Even a guy like Ricky Rubio passing up the NBA and staying in Spain. Are you seeing that more? Is it affecting how you guys are able to recruit guys when they're fighting against money and stuff?
Yeah, well, you're seeing they're always looking at the rules, but a lot of the kids that are over in Europe, for example, they're being paid so early, and being brought into clubs so early. It's hard for them to go to college because they've already turned pro when they're 16 or 17. Not the case in Africa. You don't have a professional leagues. Most of those kids that play over here, like the kid playing with Russell in Oklahoma City, I can't get over how good he is. Ibaka.
Oh, Serge.
I mean, my good. He is a big time player. I mean, they stole him at the 20th pick in the draft. That guy's incredible. So but he had gone to Europe to play professionally before coming to the NBA. It's just when you have the educational, English and the TOEFL test and all the things you have to do. It is difficult to find kids that fit from overseas. It's not always easy.
And the other night you made a plea for fans to show up. And do you consider this a home game, or are you trying to make it a home game?
It's not a home game. I mean, I'm glad we're not getting on a plane to go anywhere, but it's not in our gym. And BYU has a very strong group of support here in Southern California, so they'll have a lot of fans. I just want to make sure that, since we are here in LA, that we have a good fan base to show out and support this. It'll be a great game and a great event, and it's in honor of John Wooden, which I always think is special for everybody.
Coach, is the team healthy for the game?
Yeah, we actually gave them yesterday off. They had, the week before, they had Monday and Tuesday off a week ago, but it was in the middle of finals, so it wasn't really off. Yesterday, they actually had a day where they could, let out a sigh of relief, just, physically and mentally, to have a whole day off, I think was probably important and good for them. But in terms of their health, yeah, I think for the most part,